Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Jenny's Fashions and Styles. Today we're going to talk about table etiquette or good manners on the table, and a specific about the napkin. Napkins, there should be cloth material or paper material. When we use paper napkins and when we use cloth napkin, what size should be there? They have different sizes or are all the same? Where I should be put my napkin when I am on the table? How I use it? Everything, we're gonna talk about that in my video today. I hope the video will give you some more information that you already have, of course, but maybe some another things here and there that you would like to learn, you would like to know. So don't forget to subscribe today, please. Do a click over there and your thumbs up to support our channel, and see you with the practice of what I do with a napkin. So welcome. Here we are to talk about this little guy, the napkin. Napkins are all the time located on the left side of the table, of the setting table. I took away my glass here and my bread plate because I want you have a great view of this part, okay? It's not that I forgot, just letting you know. But what I was saying is the napkins is all the time located next to the fork. It's not located under the fork. Why, Jenny? Why is not? Because first of all, table etiquette or good manners has a special reason. It's just for not just for aesthetic to be nice and cute. It's also practical. So tell me, you tell me in your comments, if you have a fork on top of your napkin, when you sit down in a table to dinner, for lunch or breakfast, the first thing you gotta use is a napkin. So what you gotta do, you gotta move this and all that to put the napkin on your lap. So that's why you never put a napkin under a fork. The fork goes on the left side, and next to goes the napkin. So you can just grab it and put it on the side. Okay? Another thing, usually the napkin we found it on the left side. When you go to a restaurant, Jenny, when I go to a restaurant, I found it on the center of the plate. That's right. Sometimes you find it here. Sometimes you find it with a nice ring around, or sometimes you find it on the cup, on the glass, on a decoration. These days is really careful. I'm really careful with that. When we have, some friends at the house, or when we go to a restaurant, we need to be more careful about napkins, because the napkins have to be really simple fold. Like this is just a triangle, it can be a rectangle easily. Put it on the side, it can be just a triangle, how you pronounce it. Put it on the side, or like I did, like a little twisted in back and just put it like this. Why so simple? And we don't do this like a origami stuff with a napkin. It's because to do that, you need to touch a lot a napkin that is gonna go in somebody else's mouth to clean. So I don't think it's too nice to be touching everybody's stuff, if you wanna do it, if you wanna offer to your guests a nice napkin cloth, you need to try to protect your hands or wash your hands really well before you touch it and set up your table. That would be nice and thoughtful for your guests. Coming back to the positions. all the time go to the left, next to the fork. The first thing, like I was saying, with girls, grab both hands, the napkin, unfold it. If it's easy, it's going to be in a rectangle, okay? If it's in a triangle, that's fine. So what is the important part here is that closed part, the fold part, the part that is like this is folded, goes next to you. It goes closer to you, down in your lap. The open part, this part, goes to the outside. So imagine I am sitting, so it goes on my lap, this closer to me, and the open part goes to the inside, okay? Now, imagine, I'm gonna move all this out so we can visualize better how it's gonna be in our lap. This is my lap, imagine that. A little hard one, but that's my lap. Okay, we have like this, the fold part closer to me, the open part getting outside. So when we want to clean your mouth is when your mouth is a little dirty, when you feel something coming out, when you're gonna have a glass of water, you're gonna drink something, when you want to answer to somebody who is talking to you and you're before you answer, you clean. Know your whole mouth, because this is not a towel. That's why you go to the bathroom and wash it. This is just to help you to clean the corners, I don't know how you say it in English, but we say comisuras, the corners, the borders of your lips work, because when you eat, usually the food goes outside. When you are talking, some people say, hey, you have something right there. So this is the part where usually the food goes. We need to clean. So, but how we clean? Just grab it, no. Just grab it and eat it like this, clean it like that, no. We have to have a special movement with our fingers. Girls, both hands, distance like this, no here, no just one corner. This is our lap. We just grab the napkin. Fingers go under, and we clean with this part. Clear here and here. Remember, imagine this part has a little bit of mayo or grease for some food that we ate. So when we put it back in our napkin, in our lap, when we put back our napkin on our lap, the dirty part is gonna be out here, no here. Why? Because this is the part that is on top of our clothes. So you don't want that to have, some grease or leftover food that is gonna go to your clothes. So that's why the napkin is right there, to protect you, not to mess it up. So why we don't do this? Because all the dirty part will be inside, and when we put it back, it will be inside touching our clothes. That's why we do it the opposite. So fingers under, and here and here. It's just tiny nice touches, no rubbing, no taking off the whole lipstick if you have lipstick on it. And if it's a little bit of lipstick on the corner, but that's what it is, and you just fold it like there. But that's the first part. How to clean? Grab it, both hands, put it under the finger and clean it. Put it back how it is in our lap. This is our lap, so it's going again, the open part inside, the folded part inside. Why we don't do the opposite? What have to be, Jenny, you're repeating all the time, the outside in there and the closer are on our side. Why? Because like I said at the beginning, the table etiquette is practical and is aesthetic. So when you grab it here, look how nice and folded it is, and go back nicely, and go back nicely to our lap. What happens if we do the opposite? Who's gonna check that, Jenny? It can be inside. It can be, this open part inside. When we are talking, when we are distracted in the table, we are not like, okay, let me see how I'm gonna grab my napkin. No, you just automatically grab it. You grab it and you do this, and after all the napkin, it's gonna be folding out like this. And after you, okay, I need to fold it back again. I need to, it's more work. So we do not use the whole thing, or like unfold the whole thing. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look aesthetic. And it's practical because that way you just do this, and go back exactly how it was before. So that's the first part. So remember, the napkin, trying to don't touch it too much when you're gonna fold it for somebody. And I guess it's in your left, all the time next to the fork. The fork doesn't go here. That's bad, okay? Fork next to the napkin. How I know I have to unfold, when I have to start. So I sit down at the table and right away put the napkin on my lap. It's a lot of questions. So I imagine you're doing it because my students back when I was teaching, they asked me a lot of questions. Well, when we're in our house, we are the hostess, we invite people. When we are all sitting down, the table is nice and seated, we have a lot of nice things and we put it out, and we just are excited to have our friends in our house, and we just put a nice, simple, informal table. The host, when we sit down, food has to be served. The first plate, the first course have to be served already. Water have to be already on there. We are happy we have our friends in our house. So when we start to eat, when we sit down and all the food is already served, the host, if we are a guest, we wait for the host to do that. If we are the host, we immediately do this, smile, unfold it, and put it in our lap, the napkin. Immediately the host do that. That means the food can be started. You can start eating. So the rest, the guests, the people that are invited, they are sitting, talking, waiting for the host to do that. If I am the guest, I am looking and I see the host doing that, so immediately I copy. I do the same. So I put it on my lap. So that is when you start using a napkin in a house. When you're in a restaurant, when you go for a dinner, business dinner, and you are, everybody's ordering, you just sit down at the table, you sit down, you're talking, you're going to a dinner, you're going to eat with all these business partners that you have. You immediately put your napkin, unfold it, and put it in your lap, and wait for your first course to come, or your soup, or whatever you're gonna eat, or salad. So that's the first thing you do when you're in a restaurant. You put right away your napkin on your lap. When you're in a house, you wait for the host to do that. If you are the host, remember to do that, and everybody will start eating right away. Another thing about the napkin. Jenny, I see different measures. That napkin that you have is really big. Yes, this is a dinner napkin. It is a little bigger. Why? Because it's a little bigger menu. It's usually That's the size that you use for a dinner. Usually the dinner is the bigger, so is the bigger food that you get, so it should be a bigger napkin. So the napkin, the measurements for a dinner table, a dinner napkin, sorry, it is between 20 to 25 inches. The other one for lunch will be like a 16 to 19, 20 inches. The other ones, the tea, if you want to have a small tea, your friends, the napkin will be like a 13 inches. And for cocktails or like appetizers will be the small ones. The ones are like just 6 inches square. Okay, so those are the different napkins. My other question is that I usually get was what I do with the paper napkins. Paper napkins are awesome, especially for us, the hosts, when we have a big parties. Imagine, and I have friends that I know that I love to have Christmas parties, but I cannot put 100 or 200 cloth napkins for everybody. Maybe if I have a, you rent a catering and they come with all that, perfect. But you are allowed to put in those cases, you're allowed to put a paper napkin for like a big buffet with, like I repeat, 200 people, 100 people. Or, Jenny, I don't want to wash. Can I just use the paper napkin made for 50? That's fine. What we do with the napkin when we finish eating? Where should we leave the napkin? Well, the napkin, just you grab the napkin with one hand and nicely just put it like a oops on the side. Where do you found it? Supposed to be, for example, we finish eating our main course. We finish eating our meat. So this goes here. So it's not gonna be any forks, any other silverware around. So the napkin just go on the side. You don't fold it back. Okay, excuse me, how it was? It was like a little flower, I guess. No, you don't do that. You just grab it from your lap and put it nicely there. Okay, it is simple as that. You don't have to put it on top of your plate, not on the glass, no, put it on the chair. No, just on one side of in your table, and that will let everybody knows that you finished with the dinner or the lunch. Okay, so let's go practice again. Where the napkin go all the time? On the left side of your plate, next to the fork. The fork never goes on top of the napkin. That is incorrect. If you're a host, if you're inviting people, you are the first one that unfold and put it on the side nicely and put it on your lap. When you take off your napkin from the left of the table, you never do this. Oh yes. Oh, that is fun. No, don't do all that show. Go down. This is folded. Okay, so you grab it, put it down nicely. If you want to see if the fold part, close part is right there, you just can have a nice look over, and after put it on your lap. You don't need to do too much just to do that. It's simple. Protect. Girls, they usually put in both legs. The both legs. The guys, it's different. Guys just having a one because they usually sit in different positions. How we sit down on the table? That's a good question coming. We are sitting down the table, like I said before, how to sit down correctly in a chair, in a gala, in a social gathering is don't use the back of the chair. You are just nice and straight. Your back is not touching, I'm sorry, your back is not touching the chair. Okay, it's like a, but can I sit down here? No, that doesn't go. That doesn't, you don't should be doing that. Can I cross my legs on the table? No, for two reasons. One is if you are tall, you're gonna kick this table all the time when you are folding your clothes. I mean, you're crossing your legs, and everything on all the table is gonna shake, and you're gonna. So what happened? You know, it's not the correct thing to do. And another one is because when you squish, you know, you cross your legs, also you're squishing a little bit your tummy, and your digestion is not going to be so good. So you prefer to be nice, two legs together, knees together, feet on the floor nicely, and the napkin is going to be on top of your legs and your lap, on your lap. Okay, so that's one thing. The another thing to sitting down on the table is how far away or how close I gotta be. So just a little idea, grab a piece like this, and that is the how far you gotta be from your table to eat. Where I put my hands and all that comes in the next video. How I start using everything, that also comes in the next video. So I hope we practice a little bit about napkin today. We learn where should be going on the table, how we should be using it. Remember the fingers, okay? Grab it, finger here, one here, and that's it. No this, no just one corner, no using the whole thing. So remember, practice that, how to use a napkin correctly with the table etiquette or good manners on the table, how you call it here. And we see you next week, next Tuesday with more fashions and styles. So what is the difference between a paper napkin or cloth fabric napkin? The paper napkin, we can use it, like I was saying at the beginning, in big parties. That's fine. That's fine for that. Also, it's fine when you have a picnic or you go to the beach, places that, you know, there are something to use it and throw in the trash. That's perfect for that. It is more recommended to use a cloth napkin when we are in the house, when we have a nice fancy dinner. The restaurants should be give us also the fancy restaurants, the more, you know, special restaurants should be give us the cloth napkin, not the paper napkin. Okay, now the review. The last part is, number one, napkins have to be used on the left side on the setting table. It have to be next to the fork, not under the fork. It have to be, when we as a girls, we take napkin with both hands and put it in our lap. If we are the host, if we are the guest, we wait for the host to do that, and we do the same. If we are in a restaurant, in a meeting, where everybody is ordering food and all that stuff, so you know your food is gonna come, you grab your napkin and just put it seated on your in your lap right away. You don't need to wait for everybody to do it. Okay, in a meeting, big meetings, you don't have to wait. So the napkin is used with both hands on top of our lap. The closed part, the fold part, goes to me, closer to me, and the open part goes closer to the goes to outside. Now when we hold the napkin, remember, put your fingers under and do the clean. Use the clean, just the border of your mouth, not the whole thing. And also when we put it back, making sure that the part where we clean is going to be on top and not on our clothes. It's going to be on top of our clothes with looking up and not making our clothes dirty. And the next thing is when we use a napkin, remember again, when we're gonna clean the borders of our mouth because we know it's dirty, when we want to drink our water, we clean, and after we drink, and also before we answer in a conversation, if we're in a conversation, before answer to somebody, we do the clean, and after we answer. Okay. Another thing is when you are using the napkin and when you finish eating, how you just put it with the same left hand, you just put it on the left side. How it goes, doesn't have to fold it back, you don't have to organize it nicely, no, you just grab it and put it on the side. Remember, your fork or your spoon is already on top of your plate, so nothing is gonna be there, so it's no problem for you to just put it on top of the table. Okay, and I guess that's the more basic stuff that you can learn and you can know, and I can give you about a napkin. Another thing is that remember the size. There are different sizes. Don't worry about, oh wow, I don't have a napkin for dinner, I don't have a napkin for lunch. Don't worry. I guess the 20 by 20 inches, that will be like at the middle between both of them, lunch and dinner, because lunch is like the napkin should be between 16 to 19 inches and dinner between 20 to 25 inches. So if you grab the middle, maybe you can use the same for both of them. If you want to be more fancy, you just buy one from lunch, another bigger one for dinner. And of course the tea time that some countries use to have around 5 p.m. and I love it and I miss that a lot, where the tea napkin is like a 13 inches square, and the cocktail napkin is like a 6 inches, the tiny one, also we use for appetizers, just to clean our fingers, and that's it. So there are different kind of napkins. The paper ones, we can use it for picnics, for big gatherings, or for the beach, when we go to the beach. But if you have somebody that you hire for make your dinner, to make the big parties like a weddings, all the time make sure is it is a cloth napkin, please, because they are really important. They are really more specials. Don't forget to iron your napkins all the time before you put it on the table, because it looks more nicer, clean, and ready to be used. Remember, don't manipulate too much a napkin. Wash your hands really well before you touch them, and if you want to do something special like origami creation with your napkin for your people, usually that it is you usually do it at the restaurants, because they don't know what you're gonna eat. You just put it in the center on the plate and it's nice decorated, or in the glass of inside of the glass, of course, no water, but it is there because they don't know what you're gonna drink. But when you have a dinner or lunch in your house, when you invite somebody to sit down, the glass of water and the first course should be served. Okay, we'll talk about this later, but so that's why you have your napkin on the left side next to your fork, and you just use it right away after the host. Okay, so it's a lot of stuff, but we will get there. If you want to, you don't get the first video, you just repeat it and maybe have some notes, write some notes, and practice at home. And napkins are also a big savers when we need to hide something that we drop on the floor. There are good ones. Later on I will let you know other tips about napkins. But for the moment, for this video, that's it. And see you next week with more fashions, styles, and maybe another table etiquette manners. Okay? Bye bye.